Hey everybody, Mike Lowe here, simsportsgaming.com. We're jumping into episode 32. It's been a while. Um, Lots to really go over in this franchise. I'm just about caught back up. You can see I'm a few days behind the real life schedule here of July 2nd. I think I'm 2 or 3 games behind at this point, but shouldn't be an issue getting caught up. Still want to definitely finish the season. I kind of shared that I was backing away from streaming and just really just kind of just losing some interest in just really the state of franchise mode gaming at this point, with the news from Madden, which I kind of got a glimpse of ahead of time, before it was public, and just very very underwhelming. And again, just really most of these games, and it's just again just lots of other stuff going on. But just want to start by saying again, thank you for the support. I had a lot of people reach out and say they appreciate the streams and stuff, and I wanted to really just do my best to finish this season. I do plan to finish the season. I guess I wasn't clear about that. It's just kind of backing away from some of the streaming and whatnot, and then just maybe just reevaluating what else I'd be doing beyond that. But getting through this season here, the last game on the PS4. And again, just also a lot of people reach out about saying like, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything good?" Everything's cool. I don't have COVID. There's nothing going on with my health. I have all kinds of crazy questions. Home life is good. It's literally just as I said, I was getting burnt out and just kind of just tired of the whole stuff. So there is nothing going on like that other than work's been super busy, I guess. But I am on vacation here the next couple weeks, and I figured I'd have a chance to do some streaming and get you all caught up here on kind of the latest of what's been going on. So I guess we can start by just saying, looking over the last few weeks here or so. I honestly don't remember the last game I streamed, but we've been winning a few series more recently, kind of going back to we had this stretch here that was just, I mean, horrendous. We lost 2 or 3. I mean, really the whole month of June was pretty bad. We lost 2 or 3 to Oakland, swept by Chicago, swept by Oakland. I mean, this is all back to back, right? So that's what, 8 games in a row we lost. Um, Toronto, we took 2 or 3. We took 2 or 3 against the previously first place White Sox. This was a really crazy Dodger series. Like we could have easily won 2 of these 3 games. Like truthfully, we probably shouldn't have won this game. We should have won this game, and we could have won this game. I remember this game in particular because it was one of the rare games where we actually blew a lead late. You can see we were winning 4-1, 5-1, 6-2 at one point, and we ended up losing this game. And then this was a really, really tough game. A game that Jordy Mercer went 4 for 4. Guy's just been red hot for the Tigers, including 2 doubles. And yeah, it was just a game that really just got away from us there with the bullpen. So this is kind of a game worth recapping. But you can see there, Cedeno really has just been exposed a little bit more recently. And again, just the bullpen, which we kind of figured. I mean, they were going to regress. They were really kind of playing above and beyond what we'd expect from them. But we lost 2 or 3 there, and then played the White Sox again. Took 2 or 3. I'm sorry, we actually split 2-2. Went in to play Baltimore, who is perhaps the worst team in the American League. Lost the first 2, which put us at the same record. We were lucky enough to win the last game here. Casey Mize actually got his first win after we put up, I think it was a 6 spot in the first inning, was our most recent game. And so, yeah, you can see again, Jordy Mercer, a couple more hits, Miguel Cabrera. I think CJ Crone had 2 home runs in this game. I think he had 3 hits, which you'll see here in a second. But everybody was hitting the ball today. Yeah, there's 3 hits for Crone, 5 RBIs. And so it was just a crazy, crazy game. Lots of hits in this one. But as I mentioned, Casey Mize did get his first win. Just pitched. He did pitch into the 6th inning, but gave up a base runner and I think a walk or something like, or not a walk, but I guess a base runner. Was starting to get tired, so we took him out there. And yeah, Tigers ended up getting the win. So what's up next for the Tigers? They return home and will face Minnesota and Kansas City before heading out to Los Angeles and then Houston, and then it'll be the All-Star game. So again, a few days behind. I am technically, what's today? Thursday? Today's Thursday, so I guess 2 games behind technically, so not that bad. I have to still simulate this Monday. But there have been some changes to the roster for sure since we last spoke. I have been waiting for a second team to make a trade. I kind of knew the next trade I wanted to work on with the Tigers, but I didn't want to be too far ahead of like AI teams, and I figured it was kind of unfair for me to be taking advantage of two trades when some teams hadn't done any, and I wanted to at least wait until another team had performed a trade, and sure enough, we had uh, two teams actually make their second trade, and so I jumped on the opportunity to make a move. And it was a move that started kind of small and got bigger. Uh, it's a trade that I think can help the Tigers tremendously for the future. Obviously, it's going to really help both teams. The trade, we ended up making a trade with, um, just to kind of show you the record. So again, we're obviously last. We're towards the bottom here. 35 and 49, by the way. You can see our last 10 were 4 and 6. Actually, a winning record at home, but our away record has just been horrendously bad, super, super bad. But we made a trade with the Los Angeles Angels, and we're going to take a look here at what this looked like. It's a team. It's a trade that's going to definitely help solidify them a little bit. And I think it's a trade that actually worked out really well for both teams. So let me show you. Um, well, the trade was this, right? The Tigers sent Jordy Mercer, Aroydis Vizcaino, and Riley Green to the Angels for Joe Adell. So first, the Angels, again, a team with a 1.5 game lead in their division, a pretty tough division here with an Astros team who's 20 games above 500, right there with them. And it's a trade that really, really bulks them up. First of all, they are getting the best closer in the American League this year in Aroydis Vizcaino, who immediately slots into their closer spot for them. They had some good pitching already, but this really solidifies things for them. And it's not a rental. He has a contract optional year here, so we'll see. And $3 million is a lot more in this game than it is in real life. So there is a chance that he would pick that up. I traded him a little bit sooner than I wanted. I kind of wanted to wait until the All-Star break, but it was a deal with injuries and things that you just never know, that I said, you know what, this was actually a trade that they offered to us, and it just made sense when I looked at it a little bit closer. And I'll just kind of work through that in just a second and show you how we got to here. But as you know now, 23 saves and 23 opportunities for Vizcaino, a 1.51 ERA. We signed this guy just at the start of the regular season, 47 strikeouts in 35 innings. To say we sold his stock high is obviously an understatement, but at the same time, it's not fluky. He has actually been even better potentially than his ERA. His home runs per nine, 0.25. He's been outstanding. He will be an all-star. He will be the all-star closer, it looks like, this year. And so it was really we kind of hit the jackpot with this guy, signing him for essentially, again, nothing, and being able to move him. And so again, it really solidifies an Angels team who has yet to win a World Series in the Mike Trout era. And so they're making that push. They also pick up, again, another guy who's kind of just lightning in a bottle. They pick up Jordy Mercer. Now, Jordy Mercer is going to be a bench guy for them, it looks like, but it gives them a lot of depth. You can make an argument that maybe he could even start at shortstop. As we know, Simmons is a great defender, but hitting-wise, they don't really have any holes in their lineup. Again, he hasn't been bad, 735 OPS, but Jordy Mercer, again, he was outstanding for us. And trust me, this is not the norm. If you haven't seen this stream before, it's not like all the guys in the Tigers lineup are hitting like this. Not even close. And so he is somebody we were able to sell high. And again, it gives them a little bit of depth. Really, again, getting Vizcaino, it gives them some lineup flexibility. Jared Walsh is a guy they have at first base, for instance. And so when I looked at this trade, I said, well, maybe they move Rendon over to first base, and then they could put, Andrelton Simmons at third base or whatever. It gives them a lot of flexibility. Tommy La Stella could play third, and you could put Mercer there. So it just gives them a ton of depth. Again, injuries, you never know. But they don't really have a ton of holes in their lineup. but it solidifies it. And I think what made this deal really work for Anaheim, because yes, they gave up Joe Adell, but the thing is, with Mike Trout, Joe Adell's 20 years old, or he is 20 years old. They obviously have Trout for at least a few more years. And so you still have another 20-year-old prospect, but they get back Riley Green, who is our top center field prospect. He's a year younger. He has the same potential. So it actually works out really well for the Angels because it kind of separates their top center fielder prospect from Mike Trout a little bit more, just by a year. And Riley Green is not as good of a player as Joe Adell. Um, but this is where it just made a lot of sense to me because he's still a top prospect. This guy is going to be a really good player. He's a lefty bat. So the Tigers did trade essentially their best hitting prospect in this deal, which is a weird thing to do for a team that's in last place. But nonetheless, that was what happened. And so the Tigers, as I mentioned, get back Joe Adell. He immediately slots in as our top center fielder in the organization. He's just 20 years old. He has already been getting some major league action, so you can again see his ratings here. It brings him a little bit closer to home, being a player from Kentucky. So his morale, again, we've slotted him as an everyday player, so it actually bumps his overall up to a 74. He, of course, feels very, very underpaid. But everything else is working out. He's not thrilled with our team record, but he's going to be a cog here, and hopefully this team kind of turning things around. Still plenty of team control ahead with him, and he's been playing. Now, very limited at bats, but this is no slouch of a major league debut, especially when you keep in mind like Mike Trout had a pretty bad first year. I mean, he didn't have a ton of at bats, but he was like, I don't even know if he hit 200. And so it's very, very normal. So for a guy at 20 years old to be putting up not just respectable, these are potentially all-star numbers if he were to do this over the course of half a season. An 849 OPS. So again, I don't think the Angels make this trade if we don't give them the best closer in the American League. And sending them also a top prospect back. It really made sense for both teams. We get a significant upgrade into a position of need for right now, who's also 20. We give up two very productive players, one at an all-star level, and we also send them our best center field prospect, who is not a huge downgrade at all. And he's also a year younger. So it's a trade that made sense. I originally, if you've watched previous streams, was saying how I didn't really see a Joe Adell being a fit because I liked Riley Green. But when I started just kind of looking around at some of the offers and some of the young players on the trade block, it made sense. I do like to try and work off the trade block. I don't like to force trades too much, and they've had Joe Adell on the trade block the whole year. So for better or worse, I take them at their word and say, okay, that's something that they apparently want to do here. And I reached out to them and said, well, I know I would like to send you, I'm in the midst here of how I actually approached this trade was I said I wanted to trade Jordy Mercer. I knew he was the guy I wanted to trade next. And I said, well, I wouldn't mind trading another guy in my trade block because I don't know how many more trades I'm going to pull off without feeling kind of like a scrub by maybe making too many trades. So anyway, reached out to them, said, hey, let's build something here around Joe Adell and Jordy Mercer. And so they immediately were talking about Riley Green when I asked for their suggestions, and so I added that in. And then at that point it was pretty close, and it was just a matter of adding a veteran. Like they like Cameron Maybin and some other guys, but I figured I wanted to kind of overpay a little bit to make sure they got something good for one of the best young players in baseball here. So, but yeah, in this game he's going to be making his debut. By the way, there is a 2.0 slider set up in the vault. I posted that a few days ago. That's something I had kind of lying around for a little bit. Not a ton of changes, but you can see those details up on operationsports.com. They're in their forums. I am just checking to make sure that we're good for simulated games, and we are. And also, we're almost to July, not quite yet. But we have an off day here, so we're going to just simulate through that. Fix those. All right, cool. And let's just make sure we didn't get a crazy amount of complete games. No, we're still under 20, which is just where I want to be. So The other move we've made. So we've made a few other roster moves, right? So Joe Adell's going to slot right into the 2 hole, which is where I had Cameron, or I'm not sorry, not Cameron Maben, but Jordy Mercer. He'll play center field, obviously. We've bumped Cameron Maben up to cleanup because he's just been too good for us this year. He's been probably like our most consistent hitter all year long. That bumps CJ Cron. We also bumped Harold Castro down a little bit, who's just been slumping a little bit. Nico Goodrum has been on the rise and will finally take over full-time shortstop, which is really where I want him to be. And again, another reason it really just made sense to bring in Joe Adell for the Tigers here. Austin Romine is taking over starting catching. I did end up sent down where's his face? Where'd he go? Why is he here? Oh, Jake Rogers. He's their DH. So I just can't handle his blocking. I just can't deal with it. And he's just way underachieving. So he's still got good potential. He's 24. He needs more time in AAA. So sent him down. These moves were just made, so I haven't played a game yet. To take over the extra roster spot. So we sent down, who was it now? So I switched out the catchers. We bring up Eric Haas. Again, just for defensive reasons. It's going to be pretty much Romine being our full-time catcher. Eric Haas, a Michigan-born player there, will just be our backup catcher. And I ended up I sent down Travis Demerit, who I liked. I want him to develop, and we just needed to bring up an extra infielder with bringing in Joe Adell. So it was kind of like Joe Adell swapped in for Travis Demerit. When we traded Jordy Mercer, we bring up Sergio Alcantara, and he will just be kind of our primary backup middle infielder. He's not really going to get starts unless guys are tired, but he's a guy who can come in. He's only 23, but it's just deep potential, so I don't really worry about him being impacted. He has a full major league contract, so he won't really affect his morale with that. I'm not sure why he expects to be a star. You have to take that up with the San Diego studios, and also why Eric Haas expects to be a star. But nonetheless, that's what we see for some weird reason. So I'm not sure what is causing that. But as far as pitching, I think Xavier Cedeno is day-to-day with an injury here, which just happened in the last game, so hopefully that will clear up soon, so we will not be pitching him today. I did call up Lucas Sims, so he is the guy who gets the job that was vacated by Aroydis Vizcaíno. Lucas Sims we got in the trade earlier, our first trade earlier in the year. This is part of the Matthew Boyd deal. And I wasn't really expecting him to be on the team much this year until next year, but he does have some major league experience. And he is somebody that we will be, again, looking to fill a bullpen void that was left by trading Vizcaíno. So Lucas Sims gets called up. Joe Jimenez is slotted back to being our closer now. He's been pitching much better. And we'll see. It's definitely going to be a downgrade. It's definitely going to be a downgrade. Jordan Zimmerman has gotten hurt, even though he's been pitching really well. It's a 1 to 2 month injury. I'm hoping he comes back before the trade deadline because maybe we move him. He has a huge contract, so I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. But Kyle Funkhouser was the guy that we brought up, and he's pitched pretty well. In his very first start, he actually got pulled really early because he got hurt. It was one of those just one-day injuries. He got hurt in like the second inning or something, so he didn't pitch very much. But he's been okay. Just 7 2/3, but 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, an inflated ERA and a WHIP. But his fielding independent ERA has been much better, over 9 Ks per 9. So again, he's pitched pretty well, and he's able to eat up some innings a little bit. So 25-year-old Kyle Funkhouser now up on the team, and he actually gets the start today. So we'll be Kyle Funkhouser versus Jose Barrios, and 10-4. The Twins, I believe, are, they're not 500. They're pretty close. So 41-44. They have been a good team. They've given us some trouble this year. So, but we are ready to essentially jump in. Let's check the transactions, see if anything's going on there. We got a couple players on waivers. Could always use more shortstops, but not one who's 30. So we'll pass on him. And we'll pass on him. So nothing exciting going on there. Athletics have called up Nate Orf. Tony Kemp goes to the DL for them. Angels release a few players, of course, from that trade. And there are those transactions that we just talked about. So that's all that's going on there. All right. we are set to go. We'll simulate these games ahead here. Oh, whoops, I simulated the Tigers game. That's not what we wanted. Try that again. Probably the same guys. Oh, geez, look at that. My last save, I actually didn't, that's hilarious. So I have to redo that trade really quick. Sorry about that. It did not save the trade, at least I don't think. That's funny. Well, you get the full experience now. Okay, there's that. Yeah, just give me a second here and I'll get all these moves situated here. He's up. Then we sent down Travis Merritt. Okay, I think we're good now. Let me save that so we don't have to do that again. Hey Kate, yeah, I mentioned at the beginning the stream was just stepping back a little bit, so I do want to finish this season. And I know some people were wanting to, just kind of keep up with the stream and whatnot. And I have some time. I'm on vacation this week and next week, and so I figured I'd work one in. But yeah, they're not going to be as consistent. And I at least wanted this to chime in and say hello. And again, I had a lot of people reach out and say, thanks and everything, and wanted to at least return that favor of saying I appreciate all that. And so let's see. But yeah, that's all it's going on. And then a lot of people thought I had died or something with COVID, but nope. I am knock on wood, feeling I'm well. I'm not sick. I never was. I don't have COVID. I never did, as far as I know. It's just funny some of the questions I was getting. All is well. I'm just getting sick of the state of franchise gaming. Okay, so now we should probably see those players on waivers again. Yep. And probably similar transactions. So the Marlins call someone up here. Sterling Sharp. Not the wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, I'm guessing. Astros call up Drew Ferguson this time. Cleveland calls up Ernie Clement. Ooh, Francisco Lindor, broken arm. Astros George Springer. Ooh, we got some injuries to check out. Like I try to I'll take over an AI team if not take them over, but I'll make a free agent signing or something. Like Yasiel Puig is still a free agent, for instance, so maybe there's a fit for one of those teams. We'll take a look at that. Let's see. So in all of this, the Diamondbacks call up Stefan Crichton, relief pitcher. They send down Merrill Kelly. And they've also called up starting pitcher Aaron Blair and sent down Corbin Martin. That's a lot, just to find that out. And those trades there. So we had 3 injuries. Interesting. Let's take a look. So Cleveland was 1. So they call up Ernie Clement. He is certainly not going to be a huge replacement for them. But first, we got apples to apples here. Let's actually see what the injury is, or how long. So 1 to 2 months. Interesting. Cleveland's the first place team. And like if they call up like a young prospect, I usually won't sign somebody. This guy's gotten a little bit of playing time this year, but he is obviously not a huge fit for them. It's interesting they didn't call up Tyler Freeman. Yeah, that's interesting. So we can look at shortstops for Cleveland, and then Houston had Springer go down. And they called up, let's see who they called up. I forget who it was now. Was it this guy, Drew Ferguson? I want to say it was Drew Ferguson. So he's not terrible. Again, I guess it all kind of depends how long he's out. And, going back to the whole, like, getting burnt out on franchise, like, why do I have to do this manually? Like, why won't the game just sign free agents? Like, it's 2020, and this game's franchise mode. Teams don't sign free agents during the season. And not that that happens all the time in baseball, but when you have a game that only has 2 levels of minors, you need to have your game signing free agents. Anyway, so he's out 1 to 2 weeks. I'm not too worried about Houston. They'll get him back soon enough. And then the Marlins are actually a playoff team potentially. So they lose a starting pitcher. Oh, is he a relief pitcher in this franchise? Yeah, he's a relief pitcher now. 1 to 2 months. They lose a reliever. Let's see who they brought up. See if they might make a move. They brought up, oh yeah, Sterling Sharp. He's not bad. I'm not too worried about that move. But let's check for Cleveland here. Let's see if there's like a shortstop. And we could also, I guess, check out relief pitchers. But is there a shortstop that might be a decent fit? I mean, Addison Russell. But again, it's not like there's a guy here that's like a no-brainer signing. Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, how many free agents are even worth picking up at all here? Not too many. It's really just Puig whenever an outfielder goes down. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. Anyway, just wanted to do my due diligence and check that out for them. But let's just jump into this game. Jose Barrios, Kyle Funkhouser. Finally going to get into some gameplay here. Back to Comerica Park finally. Well, it's a new look team for really even me today, but especially since the last stream, we got a handful of different changes. But Joe Adell will make his Tigers debut here. I want to get a screenshot too of what his stats look like before. Here we go. Before he comes to Detroit. We'll do his ratings too. Before I end up destroying him probably with bad at bats. Well, let's see here. Pretty standard lineup today. Maybe Christian Stewart gets in. He's the only guy that I maybe put into the lineup here. But again, now with Adele and the team, we don't really have a spot. It would be, CJ Chrome. He's been playing a lot better lately. So, yeah, we're just going to go with it. He'll get his action. Don't worry. I mean, I'll consider it, but everyone's pretty rested, so no, not today. Not today. Yeah, I think the occasional baseball is a good way of putting it there, Kay. I just, I've just been enjoying other things. Went golfing yesterday. Played terrible actually yesterday, or at least the first couple holes. It was like, it was rough, but. Yeah, I have
we are under the lights this evening as we get you
set
for another edition of Baseball on the Show. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers.
Their membership, it's like an executive course, like an 18-hole executive. And it comes your way next. Kind of where my golf playing level is at, but it's like $26 a month. And then it's $6 for every round you play. So I played yesterday for $6. They also give you a free beer. So I always joke and say it's like buying a beer and getting free golf.
Pitched less than 5 innings in his last one, was able to
come away with no decision. Here. But I'm sore today.
He and his team are expecting a lot more in this one.
Today.
Stepping in, Luis Arias. He'll get us started in this one.
Yeah, I like that quote about golf. But I enjoy walking. So golf works out perfect for me because I walk a hell of a lot. Like yesterday was just kind of a normal day with golf, and I was probably at 16,000 steps or something. But having a dog and liking golf, you'll get lots of walking in. All right, well, Kyle Funkhouser, no quirks. Yeah, we're just gonna be 97 contact. Wow, for a guy who's hitting 241.
Here comes the first pitch. First of 3 is underway on this Tuesday night as the opening pitch is taken for ball 1.
But we are these Tigers, over halfway done. Let me turn off the stupid announcers too. Where do I do that? Presentation. Where the heck is it? Oh, that's okay. Yes, I just saying.
First pitch, 7-10.
Oh yeah, just trying to keep a focus on a last place team is challenging, but we are now more than halfway done. Hard to believe, right? I've played over 82 games of this. Every game, every pitch. Except for the occasional, I guess, bunt that I've had to simulate. But I've noticed bunting has gotten... I have a few tips on bunting if we get to it, but I don't bunt a lot, so probably won't happen. Come on, Funkhouser. I'm gonna throw a change up there. Nico Goodrum, our now full-time shortstop.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 25, Byron Buxton.
Boy, Buxton sure has regressed. He's got a ton of quirks, but look at the rating. Obviously, very, very quick player. First pitch hitter, so I don't mind throwing him a ball here. Oops. That's not what we want. So Reyes now gets to play his straight up right field position there. We move Cameron Maben over to the left just because he's got a pretty bad arm. And left field's pretty small in Comerica Park. Oof, boy, they have some high contact guys. He's a Road Warrior and Night Player. He's going to be a nuisance here in a weekday series. Look at bunters on this team too. I'm trying to get Jeimer Candelario some more playing time. I still like him. I really love his defense, especially because Castro is not a very good third baseman. But they work out a pretty good platoon at third. Candelario can hit lefties better as a switch hitter, which is kind of rare for switch hitters. And of course Castro hits righties better as a full-time lefty bat. So bottom in first though. You'll see Joe Adell batting second for the Tigers. It's first game for the Tigers. Tigers probably got one more trade in them, I'd say, before the trade deadline, I'm thinking. We'll see. So we've done some nice retooling. I'm kind of thinking of keeping Jonathan Scope. I wouldn't mind trying to re-sign him.
The right fielder, Victor.
Good bunter, so I always like to kind of take a look. Definitely got a weakness on that right side there. He smoked that.
Batting center, the center fielder.
Oh, take that. Leadoff double. And here's Joe Adell. First at bat as a Tiger.
Oh, that's off the plate.
All right, well, it was kind of an uneventful first at bat.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Miguel.
Nope. That's inside.
$75 contact for Cabrera. Good matchup for him.
All two. 2 balls.
Did I adjust the sliders? I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Okay.
No fun. Inside, ball 3.
A lot of balls, 7 straight balls. I will not give him the green light here because he'll still get a good pitch on 3-1, so. Kind of how the game, our last game against Baltimore started. We put up 6 in the first. Cameron Maybin had a grand slam actually in Chicago, but less than a week ago now. So he hits righties better. He kind of profiles as a lefty bat. Strange. But 12 of his 13 home runs have been against right-handed pitching. Hitting 314 over his last 10 games. 285 on the season. Oh yeah, let me see that.
Ball one.
Oh, that's off the top of the line. Grand slam. That's 2 grand slams this week for Cameron Maven. There's a 2-strike count too. But 2 breaking pitches in a row give me a really good look at that pitch. The pitch prior, I believe it was the exact same pitch, just kind of that slur. This is again legend difficulty. I've got some people ask. For pitching and hitting with adjusted sliders. Again, the whole point of this franchise stream is just discussing the slider set. The number 1 rated slider set for this team. The number, probably the last, 4 years? 5 years? I don't remember. But they're up in the vault. Details on Operation Sports. No, Tigers dropped a hot start. A single, 2 walks, and grand slam. Good pitch. Still nobody out. He is at 20 pitches now. Oh boy, this is coming out of the game soon today.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
Yeah, it's tough to play all 162 on a bad team. You just got to find other things to keep you interested, young players. Again, having been a baseball coach myself previously, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. You know, just spending the time developing, and which is obviously kind of silly. We're talking about a video game, but I guess for your state of mind trying to get through all these games, it's something that can help. It's probably the adult version of having imaginary friends, is maybe the best way to put it. It's like, yeah, these guys need me to coach them up. Let's work on development, guys. I mean, whatever it takes, right? It's kind of like being lost at sea when you play a 162 game season. I mean, you're stuck in the middle of the ocean. You don't know if you should go east or west. Right? Should you just stop or should you just keep going? Ooh, not a good thing.
Batting eighth, the first baseman, DJ.
Yeah, again, disappointing news with Madden. I'm surprised how many people freaked out about it, though. That was kind of crazy to see. It was like the #1 trending thing on Twitter this week, or at least at one point. I'll probably still get the game. I mean, I enjoy playing it. And I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of over the whole, like, oh, franchise isn't good. And I just feel so bad for people like, is it Deuce Douglas? Is that his name? I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he does awesome, like, mock-ups and stuff for, like, here's what Madden can look like. I've even done some stuff like that, too, that I've posted on a few different sites, and just kind of like general mock-ups, and I mean, it's just a shame because it's such cool ideas, but it's also like, man, like, just don't waste your time anymore with this stuff, you know? You just feel so bad. And I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, we'll see. Maximum Football, I mean, that's going to be a big release this year. One of the developers, Eric, is a member of Sim Sports Gaming. He's in our baseball league and so on. I know they're really excited about that game this year. And again, I mean, this is a huge opportunity for a game like that. So we'll have to see. Ooh, swing to it.
0-1 for count. Whoa, that's down.
Long first inning here.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike. Nope, outside.
Hey, we'll take that though. We'll take it.
Leading off for the Twins.
Former Tiger Alex Avila.
Alex Avila.
Speaking of Little League Baseball, his dad, the GM of the Tigers, what do you know? His son's on the team, underachieving for years and years. But did the best thing ever, though. He traded and got something for him. Actually, Candelario was part of that deal, and they sent Avila with the Cubs. I like to be, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to figure out Alex Avila, his career at the Tigers. He had a year where, truthfully, could have been an all-star catcher. Had a ton of potential. The lefty bat, gets on base, pretty good defensive catcher. But boy, he just fell off the map after that. And then just, I don't know, the team was probably a little too patient with him. Which maybe you can blame a little nepotism and whatnot, but I don't know. Hard to say. But he seemed like a good guy and everything. I was rooting for him for sure, but man, at the end of the day, that's a pretty Alex Avila at bat there. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm a Tiger fan. I want the team to win. Good guy or not. Get out of here if you can't play. Real baseball starting up. That's crazy, I guess. And probably a few ways you could take that. It's like, wow, who'd have thought, right? Like our traditional use of the word crazy. Like, wow, how about that? But it's also probably is a little crazy. I honestly, I don't know if the season's going to last more than 2 or 3 weeks. It's just with everything going on. I mean, just every day it seems like more and more stuff shutting down, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think the disease is a baseball fan. I don't think it really cares. Had a bad jump at that. I almost would have gotten that if I was at the wall. But nonetheless, Twins get on the board. 4-1.
That is it. The third baseman, number 24, Josh Donaldson.
0-1 the count. Inside ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes.
So no more fastballs for him.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And then I throw him a fastball on the next pitch. I trust my catcher though. And you got to keep those, even if they're dead red. I mean, you're still better to throw in some fastballs, even though they're better at hitting them, than just throwing the same breaking balls over and over.
The right fielder, Matt Kepler.
A lot of good hitters in this lineup.
Ball one, no strike. That's in. Ball two.
Oof, back to, or I guess not back to back, but 2 home runs this inning. Come on, Kyle Funkhouser. Just a change up, a little bit too much over the plate. By the way, I don't know, again, little tweaks about franchise mode. I mean, that Baltimore series, like 2 of the worst teams, and they had like 36,000 people at every game. It was a weekend series, but I mean, come on. When was the last time you've seen like a sellout between 2 worst placed teams? So, don't quite get that.
The left fielder, number 20, Eddie.
Game does a lot of things right, though. So again, it's not trying to pile on. It's just don't seem like difficult changes. I mean, just again, knowing simple programming and whatnot. I mean, it's just, yeah, whatever. I'll leave it at that. It shouldn't be that hard to update. If team record is between range X and Y, put this many people in the stands, right? I mean, you get the idea. Simple filters, for lack of a better explanation.
Leading up for the Tigers, the catcher,
Black Panther, yeah, that's one way. Black Panther is explaining the way he hits. He says, I noticed that Mike uses no PCI, and yeah, this is directional hitting. I'm sorry, what am I saying? It's zone hitting, but it's with the PCI off because I just found it's distracting, and that's not an original idea. That was somebody a number of years ago now, maybe 2 years ago. I saw an Operation Sports was trying it, and sure enough, it's really cool, just as they suggested. But Black Panther says he doesn't use PCI either. He generally holds the stick up in the zone, no movement to entice more home runs. I would think up in the zone would actually hit more ground balls. With 2 strikes, I leave it in the middle, taking what I can get. Yeah, I pretty much leave it in the middle until I have 2 strikes, and then I really don't do anything else. I just try to react at that point. So the first thing I do when I see a pitch is I try to think, where's it going? You know, up, in, down, out, a combination of those. I try to think about where is it going, and then really, and then just an absolute, not even split millisecond, the next choice is, okay, speed, right? Do I swing now or do I swing, 2 milliseconds later for a breaking pitch or whatever your timing is? Or again, some pitchers, like we've played a couple pitchers in Baltimore, they're throwing so slow. I was having a really hard time getting any contact. A guy like Block. But yeah, I mean, the idea is, you want to try to square it up, obviously. And if you're not squaring it up, don't take a swing. If you have 2 strikes, obviously that can be a different situation. But again, I'd rather strike out looking than hit a weak ground ball into a double play. So it just depends on the situation. First pitch hitter, speaking of when to swing, it's a quirk you can try and take advantage of. But again, I don't force it. That pitch is over the middle, so took a half. If it wasn't, I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to just take a flailing swing because he has that quirk. A good, balanced, well-timed swing is the most important thing. It doesn't matter who you're hitting with. It would be a bad time to try a bunt here, but let's keep that in our back pocket.
1-0.
Yeah, good old Jamie Moyer. And the reason that works for a guy like Damian Moyer, right? Pitching, as they say, the most important part of pitching is just disrupting hitters' timing. So for all the benefits that we talk about like how to hit, you know, the focus on timing and squaring the ball up, pitching is the exact opposite, right? It's just disrupting that. And again, you start to mix in things like guys have more movement, guys have more velocity, things like that. Joe Adell's second at bat. He has not had the bat leave his shoulder yet today, but he has scored a run. He took a 4-pitch walk. Came in on the score on the first inning grand slam. And probably a new double play. Good pitch. So a much quicker second inning for the Twins. More power. There's so much power in their lineup. I think they set like a record or something last year, didn't they, for most home runs, or was that because the Yankees hit more than them? Lucky there. I'm going to throw my first curveball over there. A little clue there, right? He's looking fastball. Catcher calls a changeup. That's a good call. And he strikes him out. And it's not just because he pulled the ball. I mean, even if he didn't make contact that previous pitch, you can clearly see he swung early. And you'll see that on those dead red guys a lot. And I think that's kind of what that quirk does, is it just gets them way out in front of fastballs. So if you throw one in the wrong spot, or you're too predictable with it, I mean, they're going to just mash it. Leadoff hitter here, so they got Sano batting 9th. That's wild. Ooh, it's nice having a good shortstop. I mean, he gives Jordy Mercer the best, but it wasn't crazy about his defense. Team's much better balanced now.
Back under 11. Shortstop Jordy Mercer.
Oh, he's safe. He's safe.
So good steal. I would say if they don't steal on this pitch, they probably won't steal this at bat. They never steal late in accounts, which is weird, right? Again, a little thing in franchise mode, like 3-2, less than 1 out. It's okay to steal. A lot of teams do that. but you just don't see it in this game, unfortunately. Well, not pitching great, but getting the job done for now.
Leading up for the Tigers, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Sometimes you overreact to the pitch like that there, right? Saw that was outside and just a little too much.
The left fielder, number 4, Cameron.
We will, Joe Adell will head back to LA on Monday. I'll get the season caught up by then, especially with my vacation here, so. Bummed I don't get to go to Michigan this year. I usually go in July, go see my family, my parents. Not this year, though. A little too crazy to be flying and going to airports and whatnot. Ooh, that was the same pitch, same location as the Grand Slam, and I just didn't pull the trigger.
Count is 2-1.
This is a good pitch. Oh, this is a good pitch.
Got it.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
On 1. That count 0-2. I got to count 1-2.
17 home runs for Scope, not even at the All-Star break yet.
Hold back off the plate, ball 2.
And then the second baseman would play good defense with Fly. I'd like to try and keep him around. And then there's 18. I tried to swing that inside on that. I just didn't get the cursor over in time, but it worked out. The breaking ball quirk, so that probably helped. That would have probably been an out for someone else. Because like I said, I definitely moved the cursor middle left, but I just did it a little too late. Once you start swinging, you know, the cursor's done moving.
Now batting, shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
No ball, 2 strikes.
That was a change-up.
Leading off for the Twins, the designated hitter, Alex Avila.
0-1 for count.
Need Funkhouser to give us a couple more innings.
No.
Give us any more than that, great. Why is my catcher the one catching? Oh, because it was the shift. Jeez, what is going on there? Hey, whatever. As long as we get the out.
Nope, that's down. 1-1. Ball, that's inside. Okay.
All the pitches, they end up walking.
The third baseman, number 24, Josh Dyer.
The pitches, that's where I'd like to be at the end of the fourth here, so I'm hoping this we can get out of this inning quickly.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Oops. We get lucky with those mistake pitches.
Nope, inside, ball 2.
Alright, 4 innings. Take it. Just want to get the win. Yesterday somehow, and I kid you not, I skipped Heidi Watney, and it was not the usual like hold down to skip where, or you know, like where they show the batting stats or whatever. It was one of these. I straight up skipped it, like she shut up and everything, and no disrespect to Heidi Watney by saying that, just the avatar, I was able to shut it off. It was great. I don't know what I did, but I definitely stopped her like mid-sentence, like she just stopped. But I don't know what I did. Oh, why am I swinging?
0-1.
Ooh. Ooh, wow, nice pickup.
Out.
Yeah, definitely chase that out of zone.
Now back, first baseman, CJ Lowe.
Usually teams have the shift on against Crone. And that's probably a line out over the bag. Hit today. No shit.
Now batting, catcher, Austin Roman. One out. The bat, the right fielder, Victor Reyes. Now batting, center fielder.
Alright, here's Joe Adele again.
Adele.
We'll take him out. Nope. That is gone. So Joe Adele, first hit of the Tiger, 3-run home run. Picking up right where Jordy Mercer left off. I might need to put contact back down to 5. In the sliders for version 2.0, I kind of said, depending on your team, put human contact at 5 or 6. I've had mine at 6, and I don't know, it's weird, because like yesterday we scored 11 runs in the game before this, and now we have a ton this game, but the 2 games before that we scored 1. So it's like feast or famine. Joe Adele. Already paying dividends here. So they go to their starter. I'm going to adjust this even though it's only the 4th.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
So 2-out home run, made a 2-out grand, or I'm sorry, 0-out grand slam. Homer Bailey comes in. Pretty average numbers. Oh, just left that hanging right over the middle. That Slayer's been a terrible pitch for him today.
No ball, 2 strikes. The count is 1 and 2.
Ooh, that was a changeup. There he is, the newest Tiger. Yeah. Their starter's Slayer has not been a good pitch for him today. He's just gotten killed. The color weather's 90 degrees. It's July. Winter coat. Alright, Funkhouser, just get out here.
Count 1 and 0.
Don't let this offense fool you, even though scoring 11, now 8, We are still one of the worst offensive teams in baseball. Probably around 25th or so. So this isn't, if you don't watch the stream before or anything like that, this is not normal. I mean, we're a team that's 15 games below 500. There's a reason. And our pitching's actually been okay, kind of middle of the league. So, I mean, it has been the struggle. But I like this team right now.
The first baseman, number 22, Miguel.
Funkhouser, come on. Just sell that. I want to get this win. You need to get 3 outs here.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Luis Araya.
Nope, that's a ball. 0-1, no play. That's a ball.
Great, umpire.
Now batting, the center fielder, Byron Buxton.
Nope, ball 1. Count 1-0.
The batter,
5 strikeouts for Funkhouser. But gonna get this last out here in the 5th. Probably be his last inning here. Again, another issue with this game is the way it rates players with their fatigue and their pitching stamina. It's just very unbalanced.
1-0.
And I think it's probably the issue of them kind of revving up the punishment for pitching with tired players, which is realistic, but they overdid it, and you'll never guess for what mode they overdid it for in this Diamond Dynasty. This, like many games, is now built and catered around the card trading mode and microtransaction mode, and so you have a game where players would leave in dominant starting pitchers too long. They counter that by making a tired pitcher less effective. And that's true, but they, of course, overdid it. And it shows up here in franchise mode, because, yes, he's tired. He's at 86 pitches. But and it's not terribly off. They're probably, like, maybe 10 pitches off, right? Like, if he was at 96 right now, and again, this is with me having the stamina bump to 6, keep in mind. This is not default, so it's even worse. But point being is, yeah, just the way they have it right now, it's off by quite a bit. It's gotten worse the last couple of years. This year especially. Very noticeable.
3-2. No, that's a ball. Take the break.
Pretty tired. I hate to do this to you,
The designated hitter,
but
Alex.
I don't think you're going to qualify for the win today, because it is not worth giving up a grand slam to put them back into the game here. He's also not ready. So, oh, I guess I have to go. Oh, that's right, I did a non-easy stall. So, that's okay.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 63, Nick Ramirez. The catcher, number 8, Nick Garber.
Well, Funkhouser did not pitch great today, but did enough to put us in a position to win here.
Leading up for the Tigers, the left fielder, Cameron Mendez.
Probably set Ramirez pitch the next inning too.
Ball, that's it. That's ball 2.
The batter, number 8, second baseman.
That's not a good start.
Go!
Jonathan Scope now hitting 260. Ooh. That's slower than I thought.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Ball, that's off the plate. Nope. Ball 4.
That's short time. For his third time today already.
The batter,
Good to see.
the shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
No shift this time with Nico. The man on first. Ooh.
Nope. That's inside. Nope. That's inside. Three balls, 2 strikes.
It doesn't have great contact against righties. Let's see here, this 48. Homer Bailey's K per 9 is only 56, so it's kind of one of those things where if I had more speed, I'd probably steal here, but we're not going to here. Oh, apparently I am. I didn't mean to do that. I must have hit the wrong button there. that was an example there. They started in the middle and just watched where the pitch was going to go, and you just do your best to do something with it. And then at the same time, just trying to recognize that, hey, if it's a ball, let it go. All easier said than done, obviously. It's a lot of things happening. We do not have the dominant bullpen we once had for a number of reasons. This Cayeno is now traded. We have some guys who come back down to earth. And that was something I wanted to really try to build this team around, and to give us any kind of hope this year was a better bullpen. But now that 15 games below 500, and we're not doing anything, so it's okay. Need those pieces.
That's ball 3.
Joe Adell, his first game as a Tiger, already has a walk and a 3-run home run, so. All right, ahead of the 6th. Game's moving along. 8-4 Tiger. Yeah, I think that's the key. Black Panther saying it was still a good at bat. I'm assuming it's a fly out. That's all you're trying to do, right? I mean, I'm sure you've all had plenty of at bats where you hit the ball really well and it's caught, right, for an out. And I know this game has a bad reputation for that, but I'll defend the game and say, I mean, that's baseball. That happens all the time. And you have to also remember the scrubby hits you get, the one where, it's just, it really has no business being a hit. And so they usually balance out. An interesting statistic to kind of keep an eye on that is your batting average ball in play, right? It's the stat that we look at the end of each of these streams as a team. But you can also look at it for a hitter. And you can do so really across their whole season stats. And so if you have a guy who's like, man, I swear this guy really squares up the ball, but he's only hitting 210. If he has a really low batting average ball in play, that probably tells you that he's just been really unlucky. And so it's a stat you can really look at to determine if a guy is underperforming or overperforming. It's the same thing. If you have a guy who's hitting 275, but his batting average ball in play is 390, he's probably been really lucky. Now, there's some guys who just consistently have that high of a batting average ball in play. Guys like Ichiro and Tony Gwynn and Hall of Fame kind of players. I don't know if it's even that high, but most of the time, it's due to luck. A lot of times when you have them that are that inflated. Just as for a team, your average batting average ball in play for a player is, right around 300 or so. But it depends. I mean, some guys just, Adam Dunn, for instance, right? I mean, I guarantee didn't have a batting average ball in play of 300 because he hit so many darn home runs, which brings that down. And so, he was kind of a feast or famine guy too. He's a lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks, but so it depends on a lot of different variables. But that's a good stat, and if you play in a league or whether it's fantasy baseball or not, those are really good stats. Whether it's out of the park baseball, fantasy baseball, maybe a league that you're in for MLB The Show, it's a stat that you can look at to perhaps dupe a trade partner when they're kind of ready to sell a guy who's been underperforming. If you know he has a really low batting average ball in play, most likely going to bounce back. Oh, let's see, just in case we need some other help here. So we'll go get some other.
We got full count.
Oh, I think it's it. I tried jumping, you wouldn't jump.
The batter, the left fielder,
Ooh, come on.
Count 1-0.
Easy double play. Yeah, 1-6-3 double play there. Gotta take your time. Take them real way. Don't panic. Know what you're gonna do if the balls hit you. Stay calm, step and throw. Oh, alright, so next inning. Probably go righty. Well, I think we'll get Lucas Sims his first action as a Tiger next inning with a 4-run lead. I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's not a ton of power, so.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Tried to check this one.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nice.
Same spot. Three in a row. I thought that might have been the slider.
Now batting, catcher, Austin Lowe. Up next for the Tigers, the right fielder, Mercer.
3 for 3 today. Nobody out, no reason to try and bunt here. I'm sorry, 2 outs, what I meant to say.
0-1.
Nobody out, I would probably try to bunt here.
Ball, that's inside. Ball, that's outside. Ball, that's good.
Leading off for Minnesota, the first baseman, number 22, Miguel Zimmerman.
I'm actually going to go Alex Wilson here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
He's actually pitched pretty darn well for us.
Number 31, Alex Wilson.
Closer game, I'd be going to our setup guys here, but. Now, see, had I gone to Sims, he doesn't have anywhere near as high of a home run rating. That very well may have been a home run.
Second base,
If all things were the same. But. Oh, jeez. 3 pitches, 2 outs, though. I'll take it. Even the ugly outs like that.
Number 25, Byron Buxton.
That ball's fast. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Great inning for Alex Wilson. Continues to pitch well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, sets up very nicely for the 8th.
leading up for the Tigers, the center fielder, Joe Adele.
Probably go over Sabrina.
That's the ball. 2-0.
Ooh. Thought he got another home run. That pitch was just hanging up there.
The batter, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Good grief. That was a bad bat.
The batter, the left fielder, Cameron Montes.
Ball, exercise.
Leading off for the Twins, the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
Definitely come back down to earth.
65.
After, for a little bit, being the top relief pitcher for All-Star voting, but he's not even on that list anymore.
1-0.
For some reason, 23,000 fans at this game. Good for you.
Up next for the Twins, the designated hitter, Alex Avila.
Did you get hurt or something? They're making me put a pitcher in. You must have gotten hurt. I wanted to warm someone else up, but that was weird. Well, he's warm. I guess we gotta go with Lucas Lynch here. His numbers for last year. This animation drives me crazy. Like, when have you ever seen a catcher make this move in a Major League Baseball game? Like, what is that? This just looks so ridiculous. With a man on base, mind you. Never, ever, ever would you see a Major League catcher do that with a man on base.
The catcher, number 8, Nick Garver.
One ball, 2 strikes, count. Nope, outside.
The third baseman, number 24, John.
Should just drop that, turn it over play. I don't think I can, he hasn't pitched to 3 guys yet.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 45, Farmer.
Second time we've seen that glove drop animation this game. It's just way overdone. Farmer, one pitch. It's a hold. No? Could Joe Jimenez see action in the 9th inning? I don't know. Maybe. I might bring him in anyway. I'm at least gonna warm him up. Think about it.
Leading up for the Tigers, the second baseman.
Things get really crazy, especially with Ivan Nova. But got on base 3 times today. Jonathan Scope, single home run, and a walk. And has had a terrible at bat so far here in the 9th. Four times on base. Home run, 2 singles, and a walk.
Up next for the Tigers, the shortstop, Nico. Good draw. Up next for the Tigers, the third baseman, Harold Castro.
Ball that's upstairs. One and one.
Oh, goodness.
Count is 1 and 2.
Couldn't stay back. Alright, that's the way to end an inning. An ugly strikeout and taking a base when I really shouldn't have. That's okay.
Leading off to the Twins.
Well, who are we bringing in here?
Eddie Rosario.
I have to leave Joe there for now. Just go stuff fine.
Ball one.
The first baseman, number 22, Miguel Zimmerman.
Inside, ball one. Outside, that's the ball. Full count, 3-2.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Luis
Ball in.
Araya.
Ball three. He's out.
Well, one more out. We'll take a look at the post-game stats.
The center fielder, number 25.
Again, if you want to check the sliders here, Operation Sports is the place to do that. If you want just a quick download of them without any of the details or explanation, that's just up in the vault. You can follow me on Twitter at MikeLowe47. I'm on there sometimes.
Inside, ball one. Ball, that's out. Ball, that's upstairs.
Game over. Took off the catcher there. He was a little too many fastballs in that at bat, so I just get the win. Second win in a row. take a look at some post-game. Joe Adell, player of the game, his first game with the Tigers. All right. 8 hits for the Twins. 34 at bats, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 double, 2 home runs. Story of the day really for them. Berrios just really bad. Gave up the first inning grand slam, gave up a couple more home runs after that. Just not sharp, but the rest of the Twins pitched well. Tigers lineup, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, 9 hits in 31 at-bats, 1 double, 3 home runs today. The 2, 4, and 5 hitters. Cal Funkhouser does not get the win. He was pushing it a little bit too much, and it was not worth risking it. So Nick Ramirez comes in, picks up his 3rd win. Again, both can pitch well, so you don't really miss a beat there today, which was nice. Pitcher analysis: 58% first pitch, total strikes for the Tigers, 62 for the Twins. First pitch, only 42 for the Tigers, and 62 for the Twins there. Batting analysis for the Twins: 18% foul balls for the Tigers, just 10, a little bit low today. Total swings and misses: 23% for the Twins, and we're really high, 37. That's been really good for me since the version 2.0 of kicking up foul ball percentage, or foul ball slider up to 3. So yeah, things look good, and most importantly, the Tigers get their 2nd win in a row. So we're happy about that. No real news other than I guess we might get to see our end of the month stats. I'm surprised they didn't show them at the end of that game. Let's save this though. I was really hoping for that month recap, but I'm kind of hoping that I can play this entire month on like version 2.0 just to kind of see. But again, I'm already considering little tweaks every now and then, so but that's gonna be the end of June. And I'm actually gonna stop the stream there because I'm just getting a little burnt out here. But yeah, I have a couple games to get caught up, but I'm gonna have a huge chunk here in a couple weeks to do just that if need be. But I'm also off work until pretty much the All-Star game, so I should have plenty of time to get this caught up. But yeah, that's it. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the support, and again, thanks for checking in on me. Things are good. Just doing other stuff. So hope your seasons are going well, and I'm getting excited for real baseball with the huge asterisk that is probably not going to last very long, at least in my opinion, but I hope I'm wrong because it would be cool to watch some baseball. So that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.